This little phone right here delivers 2 full days of battery life, has a camera system with 6-axis gimbal stabilization, and it crushes the most demanding games recently launched, and it actually fits in your pocket. But here's the crazy part. This isn't even the smallest phone I'm about to show you. What I'm about to say next will blow the mind of every girl out there. Size doesn't matter.
Oh my God!
Look, there is something the phone industry doesn't want you to know. While everyone's trying to sell you phones the size of dinner plates, 6 devices out there prove that bigger is not always better. Heck, some of these pocket rockets even outperform your current flagship while costing less than your monthly coffee budget. And you can check out every one of them through the links in the description, so check those out while you watch the video. Here's something that'll piss off every Android fanboy watching this, me included. Apple's cheapest phone at $429 will destroy most Android flagships costing twice as much. And it does it in a package so small, you'll forget it's in your pocket. The iPhone SE packs the same A15 Bionic chip that powers the iPhone 13. While Samsung is charging you $1,200 for their latest Galaxy, Apple is giving you identical performance for a third of the price. It's like buying a Ferrari engine in a Honda Civic body. You get a 12-megapixel camera that takes surprisingly good photos thanks to Apple's computational photography magic. You get 4K video recording at 60 frames per second, which makes your content look professional, and smart HDR that automatically fixes your terrible photography skills. But the most impressive feature on this little thing is the Touch ID. While everyone else is fumbling with face recognition that fails when you're wearing sunglasses, a mask, or lying in bed, you get instant access every single time. It's so reliable, it's almost boring. The 4.7-inch display supports True Tone and wide color, making everything look natural and vibrant. The build quality is solid with IP67 water resistance and premium materials that feel way more expensive than the price suggests. You're also stuck with a single camera, so no ultra-wide or telephoto options. Here's my honest take on the downsides. That 2018 mAh battery is so tiny, it will have you hunting for chargers like a vampire hunts for blood. If you're a heavy user, you'll be charging twice daily. Heck, this thing loses 2% battery just from getting a text message. Plus, the thick bezels make it look like it escaped from 2017. And Lightning instead of USB-C is annoying when everything else uses the universal standard. But honestly, who cares when it performs like crazy? At under $200 refurbished, this is the best phone deal on the planet, period. Now, get your stress ball out because I'm about to say something that is going to make you angry. The iPhone 13 mini was the perfect compact phone, and Apple killed it because apparently we're all supposed to want phones the size of tablets. At 5.4 inches and weighing just 141 grams, this proves Apple can make incredibly small phones when they actually try. This thing delivers flagship performance in a package that actually makes sense for human hands. The A15 Bionic chip still handles everything flawlessly in 2025. Gaming performance is excellent, apps launch instantly, and the overall experience feels so smooth. The dual camera system is where this phone really shines. The main camera features the same sensor shift optical image stabilization you find in their Pro models. The ultra-wide camera captures group shots and landscapes with impressive detail, and video quality is no joke either. The 5.4-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display is gorgeous with perfect colors, deep blacks, and 1200 nits peak brightness that makes it easily visible in bright sunlight. You get 5G connectivity, MagSafe wireless charging, and IP68 water resistance rated for submersion up to 6 meters. The build quality is premium, with an aluminum frame and glass back, with ceramic shield front glass that's tougher than any smartphone glass. Once you own this, you'll get obsessed with it. The one-handed usability is like some kind of religious experience. You can actually reach every corner of the screen with just your thumb, and without dropping the phone on your face. But here's why Apple killed it. The battery life is brutal. That tiny 2,438 mAh battery barely survives a day of normal use. After a few years, the battery health will drop significantly, down to around 77%, turning this into a phone that needs life support by lunchtime. You can still find refurbished units for $220 to $350, but it's like buying a unicorn. If you find one with decent battery health, grab it immediately. This is the last great small iPhone, and Apple isn't making another one.
This next phone proves that truly compact phones don't have to suck, even if it's thick enough to use as a weapon.
At 5.05 inches, the Unihertz Jelly Max packs a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 processor that handles daily tasks smoothly, and you get a generous 12GB of RAM with 256GB of storage that you can expand with microSD. The 100-megapixel camera with 3.4 times optical zoom is genuinely impressive for a $340 phone. But here's where this phone becomes legendary: the battery life. That 4000 mAh battery delivers 1.5 to 2 days of moderate use, which is unheard of in truly compact phones. The 66-watt fast charging gets you from dead to full in 40 minutes, which is faster than most flagships. The transparent curved back design is a conversation starter that lets you see the internal components. You get a programmable button for shortcuts, rear fingerprint sensor, dual SIM support, 5G connectivity, and even an IR blaster for controlling TVs.
Now for the bad news. At 16.3 millimeters thick, this thing is chunky. 720p display looks a bit pixelated, and the deal breaker is the speaker, which works about 50% of the time, which makes listening to music infuriating. At $340, if you want a truly compact phone with excellent battery life and can accept that the speaker might decide to take a day off, the Jelly Max delivers something genuinely unique. However, if you really want to buy a compact phone this year, then this next one is the one to get. Before that though, if you found value in this video so far, you know what to do. Hit that like button and give it a hype so others looking for a compact phone can find an honest, no BS breakdown. Now, the phone that I am talking about is the Asus Zenfone 10. This is the last compact Android flagship ever made. Asus threw in the towel and joined everyone else making giant phones, so this is your final chance to get flagship Android performance in a human-sized package. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor makes this thing fly. Gaming, video editing, multitasking, it handles everything without breaking a sweat. You can get up to 16GB of RAM and 512GB of fast UFS 4.0 storage for blazing fast performance. The camera system has a 50-megapixel main sensor with 6-axis gimbal stabilization, which produces video so smooth it looks professionally shot. The 5.92-inch AMOLED display is stunning, with 120Hz refresh rates, vibrant colors, and 1100 nits peak brightness for excellent outdoor visibility. Everything looks crisp and smooth. But here's the feature that'll change how you use your phone: Zen Touch. This programmable touch area on the back lets you scroll and navigate without stretching your thumb across the screen. Once you try it, every other phone feels broken. The battery life is genuinely incredible. 4,300 mAh battery gives you 2 days of normal use, and the standby time is so good you'll forget to charge it. You lose only 1 to 2% overnight, which is almost unheard of, and you get 30-watt fast wired charging and 15-watt wireless charging. You get flagship features like IP68 water resistance, a headphone jack that actually works, dual SIM support, and build quality that rivals phones costing twice as much. The problem is that you get only 2 years of major Android updates. The camera performance is lacking in challenging lighting. Plus, it's discontinued and getting expensive. You're looking at $600 to $800 if you can find one, and that price is only going up. If you want the best compact Android phone ever made, this is it. If you can't find one anymore, then the next best thing is the Motorola Razr 2025. This guy just broke the rules of physics. When folded, this thing is 3.46 inches tall. That's smaller than a credit card. It fits in pockets that regular phones can't even dream of reaching. When you need a full screen, it unfolds into a gorgeous 6.9-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and an incredible 3000 nits peak brightness. That's brighter than most flagship phones. The MediaTek Dimensity 7400X processor
processor handles daily tasks smoothly with 8GB of RAM and 256GB storage. The 3.6-inch cover screen is where this gets interesting. You can reply to texts, take photos, check notifications, and run apps without ever opening the phone. The dual 50-megapixel camera system uses that cover screen as a viewfinder, so every selfie is perfect. The 4,500 mAh battery lasts all day despite powering 2 screens. The 30-watt fast charging gets you back to full power quickly, and you even get wireless charging and reverse charging for accessories. That hinge is stainless steel. The IP48 water resistance protects against splashes, and the design is so stunning and unique, people will literally stop you on the street to ask about it. But here's the reality check. The MediaTek processor struggles with heavy tasks, and you'll experience lag and bugs that make the experience frustrating. The inner screen is plastic and scratches easier than glass, and that screen protector will crack eventually. At $340 to $600 depending on sales, this solves a problem no other phone can solve: true pocketability with full screen capability when you need it. If you want the most innovative compact phone ever made and can accept some performance compromises, nothing else comes close. Except maybe this last phone. This thing is insane. The Jelly Star is 3.0 inches and weighs 116 grams. It's literally credit card sized and fits in places phones have no business fitting. The MediaTek Helio G99 processor with 8GB of RAM and 256GB storage handles basic tasks smoothly. The 3.0-inch display runs at 480p resolution. The 48-megapixel rear camera and 8-megapixel front camera produce decent photos in good lighting. The 2000 mAh battery provides about 1 day of light use with slow 10-watt charging. The transparent back with LED lights that pulse with your music makes it look like alien technology. You get a headphone jack, NFC payments, and even an infrared blaster for controlling TVs, all in a package smaller than most people's wallets. This is perfect for digital detox because the tiny screen makes social media and video watching so uncomfortable you'll actually put the phone down. That's not a bug, it's a feature. The reality? This is more art project than daily driver. The screen is fragile, typing is nearly impossible, and you'll go through multiple replacement screens. But at $220, it's the ultimate conversation starter and backup phone. These 6 phones are the last survivors of a dying breed. The iPhone SE proves budget phones can be powerful. The iPhone 13 mini was perfection that Apple murdered. The Jelly Max shows what's possible when someone actually tries. The Zenfone 10 is the final compact flagship. The Razr 2025 reinvents what compact means. And the Jelly Star pushes the limits of what's physically possible. Which one speaks to you? Which one would you buy? Let me know in the comments, and if this opened your eyes to what you've been missing, subscribe for more honest reviews of the latest, coolest gadgets that matter to you the most. And if you're still on the market for a genuine good phone, watch this next video.